All right, go. All right, go. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. That is it. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. We will leave you with a. I can't do it. Can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Do it live. Do it live. Do it live. I'll write it. We'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. That is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away. Take it away.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy Lou Martinez, aka Big Chief Burrito, live with you on a Thursday. Fireside chats with Big Chief Burrito coming at you live from the Burrito Lounge, South Bay, Chula Vista, San Diego, and slightly related with the San Diego Latino Film Festival 2021. That's a hybrid edition this year. I am proud and humbled to have 2 films in the festival this year. And I have watched about 45 other movies so far this festival, ranging from documentaries to shorts to comedies to dramas from Peru, Ecuador, Chile, Mexico, Panama, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, everywhere else, Colombia. So we're going to continue, since it was a short day at the festival, to talk about all the movies that we've seen so far, and also the movies that you can still catch over the next couple of days as the festival comes to a close. I've heard Moises and Juan talking on their Q&As about the fact that movie theaters are about to open in San Diego, so maybe they should have waited a little bit longer to have the festival this year. But I think, honestly, with the drive-in event and with the virtual screening and the virtual Q&As, I've had a lot of fun this year. So hopefully you guys that have tuned into the festival, have supported Latino cinema, LatinX filmmaking, are having a good time. And I wanted to bring on a couple of the ladies, my Mercedes, to talk today about the movies that they've seen, the movies that they're in. Spoiler alert. And just in general about more Latinx themes that are, relevant. So this is meant to replicate the feeling of the festival after you watch the movie and you're hanging out and you're drinking some beers and you're relaxing and you just don't know who might pop in. So we have open invites for filmmakers, participants, and viewers of the festival. Inbox me. I have all my inboxes open. That's what she said. So you can come stop by, talk about some movies. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. And take it from there. But let me bring on my my beautiful co-host for the evening, and longtime 2AM Burrito collaborator, and look at her with her big ass headphones on, Miss Sofia Carrillo.
Hello, good to be here.
All right, good to see you.
Yeah, everyone ignore the gamer phones. We had some technical difficulties. That's all right. This is what we're doing.
We can play Fortnite after this is done. That's fine.
Sounds good.
or some fastball. Hey, and you might know her as viral sensation.
The one, the only.
She's a comedian. She's an actress. She's a producer. She has a master's apparently. So hey, we got the smart. Maybe they'll do some women splaining to me since they're both these smart ladies coming on today. I wrote myself a little. I wrote myself a little note right here. You can't see it. It says, "Don't mansplain." At least not today. So Juana is joining us today.
Hi, what a beautiful interview. I also wear soap and lotion. So
Okay.
no, please go to the drive in, and the Latino Film Festival of this year is super unique and special. Make sure you still can catch it. How long is this gonna be? We can enjoy, even though you have your ticket for tonight, you can still watch the film 2-3 nights after. So make sure you catch those.
You have 24 hours. So you have 24 hours. So if you watch a movie, and if you decide you want to watch a movie, like for example, tonight was today's Thursday, right? So one of the movies that I did a QA for was Truly Texas Mexican, and it's a movie about Northeast Mexican cuisine that blends in with Southern Texas cuisine, that border region. And you think it's just like a movie about Tex-Mex food, which you're not supposed to call it Tex-Mex. It's indigenous food, and they go into really like the history of that region, how the indigenous people began to cook the food there, and how they mixed with the Mexicans, or were the Mexicans, I guess. And a lot of the indigenous people, to survive, had to kind of declare themselves not indigenous and became Mexicans. So there's a so it's a lot of it's a very interesting movie that was let me
exactly like sometimes you see these films and you think you know everything, and I got my culture down, and you see all these films portrayed in our San Diego Latino Film Festival, and you'll always be learning something new. So catch those tickets, and at the closing night we'll have Buena Vista
Social Club,
the Cuban band.
Ooh.
At the drive-in, we're gonna have a lot of events.
The drive-in event is, I believe, Saturday or Sunday.
It's good. All I know is gonna be fun. We'll keep you posted.
That's all we need to know.
That's all. No. Here it is. The drive-in event, and I'm going to share it so that we can talk about it for a second. The drive-in event is going to be El Retiro, and the Buena Vista Social Club drive-in double feature. This is a pop-up drive-in movie theater celebration, and it is off of Camino de la Reina at the Westfield Mission Valley Mall. And there's going to be a band. Ooh, there's going to be a band that's 5 p.m. live music and gates open, red carpet, step and repeat. There's going to be food trucks, photo ops, etc., etc.
Can I tell you a secret, guys?
Go ahead.
Yes, please do.
Yo voy a comprar mi boleto. I'm going to get my food, and I'm going to dance next to my truck. I don't want to see anybody over there. I just want to see the film y bailar a un ladito, comer, tragar, y luego regresarme safe and sound.
Está bien.
Ahí.
Está bien. That's all you need to do.
Okay.
All right, since we mentioned it, I'm going to play a trailer real quick of Truly Texas Mexican so that you guys get an idea of what it is that I'm talking about, all right? Give me a second here. Put you guys up on screen.
This would be a celebration of the American roots. Oh, tienen nopalitos. The Culinary Institute of America, they weren't doing my food. It just wasn't there. It was invisible, nothing.
It was a way for me to bring something tangible from things that are gone.
We need a cow's head, a cabeza de vaca.
Say, we've got it.
Even my friends freak out. I think one of them threw up once.
This is survival food for us.
The Texas Mexican cuisine gives you an opportunity to see how differences are embraced. I'm often asked, do you like Tex-Mex food? We never ate Tex-Mex food at home. Enough with the cheese. Tex-Mex it's by Anglos, for Anglos.
The chili queens of San Antonio were in all the plazas in the center of the city. These women have to be recognized for their business smarts.
Este es un postre que se llama jericaya.
Oof.
You cannot buy the love that goes into cooking. You just can't.
You make it good, like grandma used to make it. I bring them memories, because es comida casera, just like home.
Para mí la cocina es convivencia con la familia.
Y digo familiar, no nada más mis parientes, ¿verdad? Siempre se crea algún ambiente.
¡Ay, qué bonito!
Native people in the state of Texas are the forgotten people, period.
We live in a racist society, sadly. If we look to the books, we're not there. We have been erased.
The fence, as innocuous as it looks, is really kind of a death symbol.
Your ancestors have been standing here, breathing this air for 10,000 years. And that's got to be empowering.
Cooking is part of art activism because it's part of our culture, and I want to keep it up.
Their voices in the winds. She's talking to us. She's sending us a message.
Now we've arrived. We're telling our story.
I hope it's a story that is about becoming what we can become.
Yeah.
There's
Wow.
a scene. There's a scene here that's like when they. I think it's right here. This is like a salt lake, and they were talking about the fact that you could take like a block of like a big square block of salt from there, and that it'll regenerate like pretty quickly.
Whoa.
So they were talking about how all the indigenous people and all the tribes would travel from like all over the place to this lake bed and get salt like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So it was like it had like a real, like, I started watching, because what I like to do is I like to watch movies with no research, right? They tell me you're gonna do the Q&A for this movie, and I just, they send me the link, I click on it, and I'm just like a blank canvas, boom. So it starts off as a movie about cooking, right? And I'm like, I'll probably be hungry by the end of this, and I'm like, no, I learned so much. Yeah, I know. But it starts weaving in the border politics, and it starts mixing in like the indigenous people and the Mexican people, and how they were, basically became one, and about all these Mexican people that don't necessarily realize that there's different kinds. There's the ones that were mixed with the conquistadors, and there's the ones that remain sort of indigenous and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, touching on that, like food can bring such a syncretism into our history, like how one cooking style merges with the other, and then you think it's just about food, and then it's about culture, it's about gender, it's about like traditions. Okay, how many times I haven't seen the film, but I saw that they give credit to the women cooking. How many times have you heard, for example, that the best chefs are men?
That's from Donnie Brasco, where he's like, the best chefs are always men, Donnie. If they open up a restaurant on Mars, the men will be the chefs.
Y estos güeyes se me figura que they're gonna come and say like, we here, we cherish our culture and everything.
No,
Pero se me figura, like it's all kinds of components into it.
The lady from that restaurant, which said it was some of the first Mexican food restaurants, and how white people tried to take Mexican food from them, the chili queens, all that stuff is like, I didn't know anything about it. So I went into it thinking it was food related, learned more about the culture, and learned a ton more. And I also got to do the Q&A with all the people from the film. The other curious part about this film is that it's a Mexican movie, the Northeast Mexican, Southern Texas region. But they had a director and a director of photography from Uruguay that flew up to make the movie, because they knew them. They had worked together on something before, but it's based on a book, and I guess they brought a different sort of perspective to the movie.
They have so many spices, and they have like I personally know a person who I personally know a person.
Personally.
Kelly, shout out. Maybe she was on it. Tia, stop messaging me. I'll get back to you now.
This is what happens during the live streams. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
We're good. We're good. We're
No
good.
worries. It happens. Go for it. So Kelly, I think.
Pero qué bonito. O sea, como que other cultures. Can I do Spanglish? Yes.
Lo que quieras.
Otras culturas vengan y se fijen como que lo especial que esto es. Just because it's the U.S. Just as we say, there's many Mexicos. The north of Mexico is so different from the south. In the U.S. is being recognized as well. Like the California U.S. is so different from the south. You get so many flavors, so many things, culturally, not just like in traditions, but like also in taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, exactly. It's so interesting because honestly, prior to this, a few minutes ago, I already learned a lot. I had no idea the Tex-Mex cuisine was Americanized Mexican food. Like I know nothing about that region, so I would do very well with watching this.
Yeah,
Never been to Texas. I just know Selena was from there.
I got scolded for calling it Tex-Mex, and they're like, "It's not, that's."
I love that you led with that. I'm like, oh, he definitely used it, and that's what he learned. That's what he took away from it.
Como que es algo que hicieron, como los nachos, los burritos, or like.
But I always associated Tex-Mex with more corn, black beans, and not as tasty as San Diego Mexican food. That's how that's what I associated Tex-Mex from.
Es diferente.
Es diferente. Es diferente. Es diferente. And what we might think is the Tex-Mex is the colonialized version of Mexican food.
Also, I feel like
I'm ready to try it, though. I'm ready to try it.
I want to as well. But I was just going to say, I feel like California Mexican food, the Americanized version, I feel like we're very much self-aware to like the California burrito. It has French fries. We're aware. That's very California,
There's one of the things that, and this kind of goes to the overall theme of Latinx representation, etc. But one of the things that Chris Rock ironically said in an essay a long time ago was that, you have to go out of your way not to hire Mexicans in LA. It's like they're everywhere in California. So if you're not getting enough Mexican representation on TV shows, writers, directors, etc., you're going out of your way to do that because you don't have to look far. So I think that's another thing that I kind of got from it because you learn a little bit about these little parts of the world and stuff like that, but it goes to the overall theme of colonialization and just sort of like a culture that perseveres. Absolutely. Hey,
we'll be there. Absolutely. We'll be there. Through syncretism and whatnot, we'll be there. Ready for the burrito or the nachos, whatever.
So I got to do
Whataburger versus whatever. We'll be there.
Yeah. What I also got to do the Q&A for that film afterwards, where I learned a lot more as well. So you can actually watch that film that screens today. You can start screening it literally at 11:59 p.m. if you buy a ticket, and you have 24 hours to watch that.
And get that.
But I may or may not have a link to share with you guys, so you guys can watch it.
Oh, okay.
I need to get that link.
All right, and then let's just finish up with the movies that are screening today, so people can do it, and then we'll talk about the ones that are screening tomorrow. Another movie that you can actually watch today that screened is called Tijuana, I Love You.
Do you have a trailer? I really want to see this.
All right, let's watch it.
Okay. Oh, that's my city.
Esto se para. En todo sentido.
No me tomes así la mano.
¿Sabes lo que me lastimas? ¿Tienes una idea?
Te debería dar envidia.
kind of a sexy movie so far. There's
You really have to focus on it.
They actually took this picture of this guy while he was watching the trailer. Like,
Hi, Luis.
what? Whoa, hey.
What?
Me escribe latino.
La
La Rebel.
Wow. We love to see it. Yes. Wow.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
Yes. Tijuana is a sexy, sexy city. I mean, might as well.
It looks like I don't know. You remember that one? It looks like the Tijuana version of like Magnolia or something like that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was like, this is very dramatic. Very soapy, but like
very soapy, very soapy. We're live today with Juana and Sofia. We're talking about the movies that were part of the San Diego Latino Film Festival and what you can see before the end of this festival is over. So far, we watched a couple of trailers, but just want to make sure if you have any questions about anything in the festival, if you have any questions for me, Sofia, or Juana about anything in general, this is a free-flowing conversation. Make sure you drop a comment and question in the thing. Also, make sure that if you are new to the stream, you follow us on Facebook.com/2mburrito. I do sometimes game on Twitch.tv/2mburrito if you like watching stuff on stream. And then obviously, you want to see Sofia in a bunch of silly movies. In the feature film that was part of the festival, there's a poster right there. Look at her on that poster. You can go on youtube.com. So give us a like, give us a share. And then after, we also have a podcast of the show. Just look for the 2 a.m. Burrito podcast. And real quickly, I wanted to just shout out a couple of organizations that I support that are nonprofits that are part of what we love at 2 a.m. Burrito, and that's Arts for a Better Tomorrow with our boy Jose Yenke. Who's you might know him as the actor from the movie Traffic and a bunch of other shows and TVs, and I've had him on the pod several times. Arts for a Better Tomorrow, where they deal with childhood trauma through the arts. And another organization that I support is called We Saved a Puppy.
Yes.
They're actually rescuing TJ street dogs and bringing them to the U.S., amongst other things, and educating people about. And then, of course, to watch any of these films, go to SDLatinofilm.com, where you can get redirected to the. Okay. All right. So we did talk about the fact. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Previn T. Love you guys. Thank you for stopping by and watching us on the YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed on the YouTube channel. We're trying to hit we're actually at 299, so we'd like to hit 300 subscribers, and then we'll go from there.
Ooh,
little goals.
Right before the stream ends.
And then we're trying to get 1,000 likes on Facebook as well, so make sure that. She says my favorite director, actress, and comadre.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Who's that? Do you know this Previn?
No, but Previn. Thank you.
It's a comadre.
It's a comadre. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. All right, moving on. I think that's pretty much the main. You wanted to talk about Ladrón. Sofia is an actress from our film, The Bicycle Thief, El Ladrón de Bicicletas. Yeah, thank you. Been subscribed. Appreciate it. But yeah, what was your question about the movie, Joanna? In terms of like the voiceover and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so shout out to the other film, Tijuana, I Love You and stuff. Great cinematography. About Ladrón de Bicicletas. I had a question since you guys were involved in the process. I had a question about the narrator, like how his pacing, what his voice was like. What can you tell us about the narrator of El Ladrón de Bicicletas?
Well, you guys remember, this is where we remember Jose Yenke from Traffic with Benicio del Toro, as the corrupt military guy. So Ladron originally was supposed to be an art piece, like my version of the movie The Thin Red Line by Terrence Malick, which is a World War II movie, but it had a lot of these segments where it was just poetry or spoken word over visual imagery, and basically the problem was that Dominic was the perfect actor for the physical needs of the Enzo character, from the scruffiness to, you know, to all that stuff, and obviously I was a little stubborn when I cast him in it, because he was even telling he can't order at a taco shop, right? He can't. He's very vanilla beanerish in
Can't say
terms
my
of
last name to save his life.
can't roll his R's. Can't you know? His mom is his mom is a Spanish teacher, but somehow he cannot speak Spanish fluidly.
The irony, I love it.
Yeah, but but in my mind as a director, like he was perfect, and for what I wanted, I knew that I could push him for the parts that I needed him for. So, but the part required these voiceovers, the voice of Enzo, the voice of his poems, and it would have been perfect if he could have recited the poems. So we did literally 3 separate ADR sessions where I sat with him and I just broke it down like phonetically, like, you know, like SOCKS, like literally just trying to find words in English that he could say and combining them with other things so that I could be like, okay, it's like the first part of this word and then the last part of this word, and then he would be like, and it would just come out horrible. So when we first made the movie in 2017,
wow,
and I submitted it to festivals, it got rejected because it wasn't ready and the voiceovers were horrible and they took you out of it. He sounded like something was just mumbling and just he couldn't get it right. And as you can tell, those poems are really important to the movie, right? It's really important to the mood that I wanted, the poetry. So I forgot about the project, and then pandemic hits, right? So I'm doing content, and then I'm thinking, well, I want to finish up some of these older projects like Insecurity, Ladron, a couple Skinner, a couple of other things that we did that, for whatever reason, once I started taking care of my dad more full time, I didn't have the time to spend really, like, the hours that I used to spend editing each day got cut down, right? Life gets in the way of art sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But at that same time, Jose Yenke, who has the Arts for a Better Tomorrow, I was like, hey, I want you on my podcast. I want to talk about your life and blah, blah, blah. We clicked, we connected. I said, I want to help you guys I want to help out the kids in TJ and LA. I want to do some content for them and teach them about filmmaking, blah, blah. And then as this year's festival came to close, I was like, I wonder if he would do the voiceover for me. So I asked, because it either had to be Dominic, and I thought for a second that I would do the voiceover, but I'm already in the movie, so it would not make sense for the voice of the drug dealer to do the movie, right? And I thought maybe I'll just get somebody else random, but they needed to have like a gravitas, like something about their voice that commanded presence. So I reached out to Jose and I was like, hey, do you mind reading like 4 poems for me? And he was like, dude, let's do it.
He has a great voice, like Jose Yenke, the way he narrates and stuff. But like, there are poems, or they're original. Your poems are you took them from some other scripts.
No, they're all original poems.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're all my poetry. But admittedly, it's a very screw you guys. I love to do drugs and I love to be me, and nothing that you can do is gonna prevent me from being me. He's obviously a very stubborn character, right? Because he's on his way down to rock bottom, but he's not there yet. It's like Boogie Nights. At the end of Boogie Nights, where everything goes to shit, and there's a thing that pops up that says "Long way down, one more step." So he's in that. He's in that area. He's living. He hasn't sold his car yet. He's still living in his car. He still has a hustle. He's still, And the other part of that is this is a true story. In the 80s in New York, there's a guy that used to go to Flushing Meadow Park in Queens, and he would walk around, and he would act like he was slow, and run around and goof around with the kids and make silly faces and like jump around them. And then at one point he would be like, "Let me ride your bike." And the little kids were like, "Okay, you can ride my bike for a little bit." And as soon as he would get on their bike, boo, he was out. And then my dad would buy bikes for him for like $5 so the dude could go buy his crack. And then my dad would show up and he would be like, "Here, mijo, here, boom, here's a bike for you."
A bike for you.
And just like in the movie, sometimes it was like a little tiny girl's bike. Sometimes it was like a big goofy like race bike.
You're like, "Dad, I'm 5 foot tall. Why do I need?"
Yeah, exactly. So my dad is the character that's buying the bike for him in the movie, basically, because that's where it comes. So go ahead.
Sorry, there's also a very interesting switch that even though you observed and that happened through your life, there's an interesting switch when and also how we view it when we don't know. I don't want to say spoiler alert when everybody's like, "Hey."
Well, the part of that is, so this is something from literally 30 years ago, right? Because this was the 1980s, and so,
like nobody would want that in their life.
This took place from like 86 to 92 in that general area, somewhere, I don't know exactly, but I always remember the story, right? So I always remember the story, and then we're looking, and I'm thinking I want to do something with some, and then so if that's your job, if that's how you make money for drugs, you walk up to kids and you steal their bike. There has to be that moment where you transform into that character. Like at what point when you're about to go, do you just, like when you're a block away, do you start acting differently when you're, so that's kind of like, and then I built the rest of the character in terms of the drug addiction, the poetry, the everything else around what a day in the life would be. And then the last scene is meant to be as a twist, like a non-Hollywood ending. He calls the kids a bunch of pendejos. And I love that. Spoiler alert. I mean, hey, that's all right. No, that's a spoiler.
Was that always your
you want another spoiler alert?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my God, what's that?
Goodness. What is
what was
that?
What was that?
I don't know.
What was that? Spoiler
The
alert.
truth is that you always work or tend to work with your crew. You have like Sophia always with you, and like Mr. You have your crew. Dominic, he's protagonizing these things, and you're growing together and like making films.
John Vasquez, Kenny, Dimitri, Shelly, Laura, Claudia.
That's
it's like
cool.
the 2 a.m. burrito main crew. They go out and do their own things once in a while. But
we have that whole Adam Sandler thing going, right? Where he
absolutely. You gotta. I mean, I don't know. Like, should I have considered like a fully Latino actor? Like brought down some guy that was like from some Argentinian guy or something from LA or something like that. Like, could I have done that? Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's my movie, right? It's my movie. But did you overall did you enjoy it though?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right, thank you. How about you, Sophia?
Yeah, of course.
Did you enjoy being in the movie?
It was a fast one. I don't like. I have little recollection because it was literally just like one day, I think, right? At least that I experienced it. It was like
we did it on day.
And then
the other part that's interesting about that movie, and I talked about this on one of the Q&As, and nobody really understood that I was joking. But
happens.
But my scene that I did, my drug dealer scene, when I was shooting my scene with Dominic in the living room, Sophia and all the other actors that were part of the intervention scene were in the kitchen.
We're in the other room. Yeah.
So when you motivate a group of people, you can have them all love you, or you can also have them all hate you, because that's going to motivate them to work together because they all hate Lou. So I decided to be a complete asshole during my film because it only took me one take to do the close-up, and the wide take only took me one take, right? So as they were all listening to me, I was being I was like, how many? Anybody count how many takes that was? What?
Yeah, of course. It
The
can be.
whole day. How many takes? Oh, single take. What?
It seems easy to be in front and behind camera and taking control, and then like once you do it, you're like, oh.
It's a calling, Lou. What can I say? You should stop directing, start acting.
Actually, Oscar, the other day I asked Oscar a question. I said, "You're filming a movie tomorrow. Would you rather I be directing it or I be acting in it?" And he said, "I'd rather you be acting in it." I said, "All right, I'm going to take that not as an insult of me as a director, but as a positive of me as an actor."
There you go.
Yes, and try not to bother the guy. You know, like because you're like, oh, that is on the. You're making notes because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm just an actor today.
I love it. I love when I can just be an actor. But the fun part about that was I thought I actually did that consciously in the moment because I was like, I'm gonna be a dick. I'm gonna nail my scene in one take, and they're all gonna be like, fucking Lou, fucking blah 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 with his big ass head, thinking he's an actor, blah blah. Because I could have shot their scenes first or my scenes first. I said, no, I'm gonna shoot my scenes first so I can be a dick, and then when I turned the camera on them and they all had to act after that, they all crushed it. They all fucking crushed their scenes in like one take each, like 1 or 2
It was
takes
really
each.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, like boom, like we were like, all right. Sophia did the cry face, like the whole thing was fucking awesome. I'm not searching for your cry.
Always writing me to cry in these parts, man.
I'm totally not searching for Sophia cry face.
Oh my god!
That's a pretty cry face. Kim Kardashian wishes.
Stop it! Oh, thank you. But also, stop it. You're gonna
make a crying face right now.
Can I tell you, Lou? Borre got like all the pictures that you upload, and he just makes memes out of them.
It's a
really good one.
That one. Oh god.
That's a memeable face right there.
That's a memeable face. Yeah.
So you really think you can? Very.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those like, yeah.
So you're the I'm the really girl you talk to.
Oh really? Really?
Yeah.
Tell
All
me
right.
more.
So if anybody in chat can think of a good meme, even crying, she's beautiful. Mírala. Mírala.
I agree, and
We should have a meme that face contest. All right, but so obviously I'm very happy that Sophia is in the film, that the whole team. I'm really happy that after I re-edited it and switched it from black and white to color and resubmitted it, it was accepted, and people are like, oh, you got your movie accepted because you work with the festival. I was like, I don't work for the festival. I'm a supporter and I do anything that I can for my local festival because they're the shit. And number two, they've rejected me before. So it's not like I get a guaranteed acceptance. Like they rejected the same movie. I had to fix it for it to get accepted. So that's why I can be proud that we were in it. So let me get rid of this cry face picture. We don't want it to come back up. But let's segue a little bit into learning a little bit about Joanna.
Yes.
Because I've never had her in the pod before. So let's ask her a couple of questions, Sophia. I know that you are a learned person. You have education. You were telling me you have a master's in what? What do you have a master's in?
History.
I love
in history.
What made you choose that program?
It was the only way to get out of my city in Mexicali. I need to get out.
Oh, so you're from Mexicali.
No, I love history, and I also, with history, got to travel, got to like experience, be an activist, got to, and I ended up teaching like undergraduate courses in SDSU.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was pretty cool, to be honest, and met like all kinds of people, went everywhere from academia to like students. So it gives you a well-rounded experience for sure.
And then where how did you land in San Diego?
Yeah, because I was in my master's. I grew up in like Mexicali, went to school Calexico. You know, it's a very small border. And after a while of doing my BA, I was like, oh, and what can I do? I applied just to the master's, got in SDSU. I wanted to do it in something specific relating to that. I was creating something, and I always love history and the social sciences. So I was like, I want to, but my goal was not to make history. I've always loved like acting, performing. So to me, teaching was a stage, like creating my class was creating my script.
Yep.
Now I have to teach about the colonialism. There you go. I write it, and then I.
Did you ever do costumes and stuff?
Not assigned by myself. I can see her being the funnest professor ever. Like, I bet everyone wanted to take your courses.
It was like, oh my God, this is it. And to students, I also taught alternative education.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're aware what that is, like when you teach students who are kicked out of high school and are about to go to juvie, or like are in between those two.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had to teach them history in high school. So I was like, how do I tell them who Marie Antoinette was?
How do I reach these kids?
Do you know that who was in charge in your neighborhood? Like, because I come from the barrio. So yeah, they're connected with it. I come from the barrio. I know, like, I got bullied. I got jumped. So I know like how to talk to you. Mm-hmm. And that's how it happened that I got here to San Diego. So like years later, I was already doing on the side of my like academic work. I was doing improv, sketch comedy. I really enjoy sketch comedy, and writing for like late night or morning shows. So
wow.
I was looking for like, hey, can I write for you? Like, I'll write a sketch show and just show up in the morning. I don't care if I have to wake up at 5 a.m. or like in your night show, go there, take the trolley for 2 hours, show up, do my
visual or also like radio stuff too?
Radio, I got to work very little, to be honest. Like just a couple of months, but it wasn't because I wanted to be
in the star in front. Yeah. So reverting back a little bit, how did you even get the idea or like the nudge to go into entertainment?
Because I needed it.
Okay.
Like when I was little, I remember I'm the oldest of my sisters, and I remember making like sketches. I would put my mom's pants and be like, with this product, you can lose this weight. And they would just ignore me like, okay, sí, ya te vimos, good job.
La loquita del barrio.
La loquita, sí, ya, okay, good job for you. Pero ya que estás grande, es como que, oye, ya, okay, hice esto, ya hice esto. Now I want to do what I want to do. So I decided to start. I've always liked to make people laugh or entertained or just tell a story. Entonces, con esto, I was like, I did this. What's next? Now it's time to focus on what I want to do.
Where was La Comadre born?
La Comadre was born in Mexicali because we used to do like a mockery news show, like a sarcastic show on news. And when sarcasm and
when that was allowed,
satire was allowed back in the day. So we thought in between takes, we would do like, ay, comadre. We would laugh at our aunts that were very criticizing of everything. And they were everything like homophobic, sexist. Like any ism that is wrong, they would do it. They were that, but they were your family. So it's like, how can you find someone so repulsive but so loving? So I was like, maybe I can embody that. So it was at the beginning, I was saying things that it's so wrong. But right now, if I still say them, I would be canceled. Like, so I find like La Comadre had to evolve in some point because the satire and the sarcasm is not understood as it was before, and that was the intent. Like, como the intent was like everything she says is wrong, pero se fue cambiando.
That because I think that. Okay, well, this leads us to another topic that I wanted to bring up with you guys too, which is, do you think? Okay, let's say we did a La Comadre sketch where you came on and you like were criticizing El Ladrón because of the drug use and this and that or something like that, and you were everyone is so sensitive. But do you think that it would be like Latinos themselves? Like I believe some really woke Latinos would be like, "Ay, La Comadre is such a stereotype and it's it's not blah blah blah." But I think that most of them would have just been like, okay, it's funny. I know somebody in my family like that, or I understand that character type. It probably would have been just a couple of white people that would have gotten pissed, right? And then it just been like,
to answer that, like I feel like many characters are not just with that one. Like other characters in comedy and in entertainment have been questioned about what they want to communicate, and it's very entertaining. That one of the main things that and I'm gonna speak for myself, that Comadre question was having a gay son. And having a gay son, and her struggle would be like, her struggle was thinking narrow-minded that she was not going to have a grandson, not accepting the gay son because he was gay. It was like, it was not that. It was that I want to have nietos. And to be in surprise with that, I find surprisingly that 90% of the people who follow her are in the LGBT community because they have an aunt like that or a mother like that. And because instead of the narrative, which she had like years ago, and would be like, no te acepto, is like, como te acepto? Like, help me learn through it. And through comedy, like, we're going towards that. Y se vale. O sea, there's characters that you see there or entertainment that you see there, and that let them evolve. Don't, o sea, no llegues a cancelarlo nada más porque quieres cancelarlo y ya, dale chance a alguien como que, sí, ¿sabes qué hice esto? Al menos que si esté pasadísimo de que haya lucrado. Yo nunca lucré con esto. Pero, o sea, como que, ok, y que haga un cambio, no nomás te quedes así, como que, I'm learning, victimizarte, no. No te enfocarte en cómo vas a hacer un cambio también. So that's what La Comadre is going for. Like, I haven't posted anything in a year. Like a year ago, we were supposed to do some shows here in San Diego.
Well,
around, but like the whole show and television thing that hopefully is coming, it's about her evolving into something new.
Well, like I said, if the Comadre ever has a sketch that she wants to do on the show, she can come on and talk about anything topical that she would like. Absolutely,
she would be more than welcome.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, we do like.
I'll let her know.
Let her know she's got carte blanche for the burrito. But what that brings us to is okay. Kind of what I wanted to where I was going with that is that it seems if you took like different types of cultures, the Latino and Mexican culture are one of the ones that are least offendable, right? I read an article, I think I shared it with Sophia, which was basically talking about the history. And the reason I say Mexican Latino is because I'm Colombian, I'm from Uruguay, but nobody gives a fuck about that here in Southern California. They just look at me and they're like, you might as well be Mexican. We've adopted you. Do you have tapatio in your kitchen? Okay, yeah, you're good. We in case the taco shop doesn't send you any hot sauce. Yes, absolutely, I have that. Do you know how powerful the Mexicans have to be in California? That it's the only place in the world where movie theaters had to stock jalapenos. Like, there's nowhere else in the world other than California and Mexico where movie theaters all over have jalapenos. I never saw jalapenos at a movie theater my entire life.
If you go to IKEA
in Tijuana, they have they do.
Right,
exactly. IKEA in the US, they have tapatios, like little sauces.
Yeah.
Nowhere else in the world.
Like, it's incredible.
I love it here.
Do you realize how deep? Do you realize how deep in the culture you have to be that any movie theater you go to, they have jalapenos? That's not something that people have in like Iowa. Well, maybe not because they're expanding anywhere. But but in terms of okay, I'll give you a couple of examples. I think we talked. I don't know if I talked to you about this, Sophia, but I've talked about it before. Shia LaBeouf playing like the white boy that grew up around Mexicans in that movie that came out a little bit while. And then the BuzzFeed article, and I had Rosa from Rosa's Reviews on Twitter on, and she's like, the LA Times contacted me for a reaction about that article, and I was like, I'm not offended. And then pretty much across the board, most Latinos were like, yeah, I'm not offended. Everybody knows like a white guy that grew up around Mexican or that was half Mexican and blah, blah, blah. And then Shia LaBeouf was not doing brown face. It's okay, man. We're not Latinos up in arm about Shia LaBeouf brown face. And it's like, okay, all right. The article that I sent you about Speedy Gonzalez. Multiple times throughout the history of Speedy Gonzalez. Like in the 80s, in the 50s, they try to cancel him. In the 80s, and they all the times the people who said we want Speedy Gonzalez back were Mexicans and Latino people, right? They saw it as the Mexican mouse that was getting over on the establishment. That was like the gringos and the gatos and all these people were trying to get after him, but he still always found a way. This is interesting and sad. Is it Tony Curtis, who's the Anthony Quinn, the Latino actor that has the most Oscars? Person in second place for most Oscars received by a Latino is Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah. A cartoon.
An iconic Mexican-American actor and a cartoon are the only two acting or sort of, I mean, I understand it's like it's a cartoon Oscar, not, but in terms of the Oscar count, so people want you to get mad. So I guess there's a currency in being able to piss people off. Is that it? I know you're the cancel culture person, Sophia. Even though you're kind of borderline millennial, exennial, right? You're like there. You're on the cusp. You're on the cusp.
Yes.
But let me start with you. How do you feel about that? Like when it's like, oh, you should be mad at this.
I don't. Okay, so I don't agree with any like reactive, like you have to feel this way in this moment, because I feel like it's just that it's reactive and there's no point in. We don't gain anything from not sitting down and talking about stuff and analyzing it before coming to a conclusion of I hate that, I disagree with that. So but I feel like it gets clicks, right? So it's just like Juana over there said, La Comadre. She said it's clickbait because it's hot, it's topical, it's now, and people are angry now. And even if there is nothing like what you said, Mexicans weren't mad about the Shia LaBeouf thing. Even if people aren't necessarily offended, if I'm the journalist that's getting money from people clicking on my article, I'm gonna say so and so are angry and I'm gonna blow it out of proportion. if your question was, do I agree with it? Obviously, I don't. I feel like
Muy
everyone should step back and chill a little bit. Yeah, like no se enchilen, mi gente. Like just just chill a bit. But unfortunately, we're human, and a lot of people do get mad really easily. Like it's really not that hard to bring out the emotions in us. So that's just kind of the culture we live in at the moment.
I feel like I feel like, and this is a conversation I had with people throughout my life, because I often say weird things, and I often am like, I don't really, I'm out of fucks occasionally. But I, there's two ways you can take that. You decided to take it the wrong way. You decided there's also a version where you don't get upset by that. And like, so I kind of like always tell people just like, well, okay. You just heard something that you can or cannot get mad at. Just look around you. Just spend 10 seconds in your space. Is it physically affecting your well-being or your life? Is it just something that's out there that you can choose to ignore? Right?
Yeah, and you can also disagree and partake in the discourse. Like I'm not saying like you are not allowed to be upset, therefore. And there's also things that we should be upset about, right? But it's the things that we should merit. Like I feel like we give everything equal merit. Let's all get mad at everything. And someone who is a rapist, that's horrible. But then also someone who like, parked in the wrong spot, got a traffic ticket. Like, yeah, we're also equally mad at that person. So I think that we should, just like, because it also invalidates the severe things, right? If we're mad at something small, it invalidates when we should be mad and take something with importance. So, yeah, that's my rant.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sophia. Like, it's not a matter of erasing the history. If he's gonna be in a new Space Jam or whatever he's gonna be at, the character. What if he comes up and be all in power and be like, oh, it's an elote for $500 y ya, le cobro al gringo, ¿sabes? Jokes. But I think Latinos were mostly worried about getting degrees, getting equal rights, getting kids out of cages, getting, we're worried about more other things than this stereotypes built in. I know it is important, pero sí tenemos como que otra lucha y no se me hace, I don't think that like these cartoons don't delete them, don't erase them, because they're a part of our history. They're part of the stereotypes. We have to learn them and make sure that we debunk them.
Okay.
And we're doing them.
So don't rewrite history. Present it with notes so that people understand the context.
I love that.
Yeah. And understand, like, okay, just as you have this is a cartoon that is wrong, like from any race and ethnicity, like this is why it was presenting at the time and at its place, and this is why we're not doing it anymore, and we're building new information and new entertainment. That's it. And don't worry, we'll talk with them everything as Latinos, because we're like that. We'll just
Está bien.
Amen. Mic drop. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna play another trailer after that hot take by the ladies.
As hot as
here.
the jalapenos in the movie.
Ya ahorita quieren. Iba a decir que
ya me antojó.
So one of the things that surprised me about the festival this year is I saw two films. One of them that I got to do a Q&A for was Peruvian cinema, which I'm not too privy about. But there is a movie playing tomorrow called La Restauración, the Restoration, and it's got there's another trailer that goes more into what the movie is about, but this is kind of like a chill, like stylized trailer. That I really, really enjoyed, that really got me hyped up to see the movie. So I want to play it. All right, I'm gonna get to your comments in a second, Permanent, right after I play this clip. All right, and let's watch the trailer for La Restauración.
Let's do it.
Hermosa vista, ¿o no? Perfecto para ver los fuegos artificiales. Los fuegos artificiales, el Lima Golf. Antes se veía el mar, pero ahora solo veo mucho dinero.
When I first saw this trailer, I said this guy was the Peruvian Gordon Gekko from the Wall Street movies.
Oh my God, that's a good point.
¿Qué Creo que todo lo que tengo no es solo por trabajo duro o buena suerte. No. Yo creo que es un regalo de Dios. Sí. Algo divino.
Oye, más bien no tendrás...
Sí, claro. Coco, ofrécele al señor un poco de crème brûlée. No, gracias.
Acá está.
Hola, guapa.
Chicos, perdón por interrumpir. ¿Vamos?
¡Vamos!
It's kind of nasty. Just reuse them. Okay. Montage.
Oh, o sea, ¿qué es eso en Perú?
Oh my God, he's feeling himself. Yes.
Ok, es como un segundo área que le dio al señor, que
So
devuelve a la vida al...
now let's watch the one that gives you a little bit more of the story of the movie, okay?
Okay.
All right. But I don't know, when I saw that and I was like, is this a movie that takes place in the 80s, in the Coke era? I was like, what's going on? But it's really cool. All right, here's the actual
Pues
trailer.
mira, 10 years later lo vas a entender. Yo lo entiendo ya ahorita porque ya me siento así.
Ay, no manches.
Así como gente que antes solía ser pobre y ahora se volvía rica, familias que solían ser ricas, bueno,
El pelazo.
¿Un trago? Gracias, sírvete. Ven por acá. Caballeros, permítanme el placer de presentarles al gran Tato.
y ese era yo, Tato Basil. Enfocado en las dos cosas que más me gustaban, las maquetas y el consumo del producto nacional por excelencia.
Y ni siquiera te tienes que inclinar para jalar.
Te mantiene erguido, con dignidad.
No sabía que existía eso.
Nada en la vida viene gratis.
Qué tonta.
No me quedó ir a la casa de mi mamá.
¿Y tú qué quieres?
Plata.
Solo por eso vienes a esta parte de la casa, ¿no?
Es algo temporal, mamá.
Gracias, mamá.
No tenemos plata. La propiedad será incautada el día viernes 30. La señora Rosa no puede saber nada. Le daría un infarto. Ay, ay,
Ah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. ¿Cómo va el sector?
No podemos venderla. Pagamos la deuda. Tu cuarto va a estar acá. Ella nunca se va a enterar que dejó su cuarto si ni siquiera sale. Tú lo sabes.
Pero hay señales.
Ya entendí.
¿Te gusta? No me gusta la idea.
No, a mí tampoco.
Se ve bueno, el tráiler.
Vas a poder hacer lo que quieras con esta casa cuando me muera.
Oh.
No manches. Seas mamón. No.
No son usuales en esta casa.
Ay, qué buena, una comedia peruana.
Ajá.
Ya toca, ¿no? Ya toca, qué bueno.
That's great.
Yeah, no, tremenda película peruana.
¿Ya la viste?
Sí, la vi. No, I didn't do the Q&A for it, but I did watch it, and I watched the Q&A for it because I wanted to, because it's really well made. Obviously you can tell it's just a guy. It's like it's a whole thing, but it's really like fucking awesome. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole.
Ajá, y puedo decir algo porque hacer una comedia original de tu país es como muy buena, pero luego ya muchos países se hacen como versiones de otro país y que la misma comedia en colombiano, en francés, en español, en nada, y es como que en mexicano, en nada, y es la misma historia, pero hacerla
Sí, siempre si la telenovela
Si pega una.
Si pega en Colombia, hacen la versión mexicana. Si pega en México, hacen la versión colombiana. Y después, a los 5 años, hacen el programa, lo hacen en los Estados Unidos, right?
They
That's
milk
what it is.
that cow.
Like Betty la Fea. Betty la
Sí, a
Fea.
uno nos
Sí,
contratan.
cierto. ¿Cuántas versiones de Betty la Fea hicieron?
Yeah, Betty la Fea
Dios mío.
empezó en Colombia, and then they picked it up in Latin America, and then all of a sudden, like 10 years later, it's like, oh, new show. Anyway.
Así.
Y luego los Estados Unidos.
Hay una de los teléfonos, que dejan los teléfonos en la mesa, que es una cita. Le hicieron en Italia, en francés.
Yo la vi en
Colombia,
francés.
en México. Y not to be shady or anything, pero, o sea, como es la misma historia, como me gusta ver que es una nueva historia y que no sea, ¿no? Y yo así.
No sé. Aunque bueno, cada uno también, the argument can be made que cada uno le echa su propia cultura, ¿no? Y algo nuevo con cada vez y cada forma de que la cuentan. Pero, yeah, so. Bright side? I don't know.
Sí, la tropicalizas a tu modo, a tu cultura y para hacer reír. Porque,
I watched 2 4-hour movies over the last 2 days. I watched the Snyder cut. I watch.
That's what I was gonna bring up. How was it?
I watch 5 movies a day. I don't know. I liked it better than the other Justice League. There's we're gonna do a stream probably next week after the festival, after I have some time about it, with some people that are fans. But you know, like he loves those slow motion things, man. Like it's not like 2 or 3 times in the movie. It's like there's about 5 to 10 slow motion shots each hour. Like there's just like in the fight scenes and just other stuff. He loves to just, he just loves that. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. Can you guys guess what the other movie that I saw was that's 4 hours long and it deals with Chicano culture?
Oh no, I feel like I'm taking a test. No.
Released in 1994. La Onda?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Blood
In, Blood Out.
Oh, Blood In, Blood Out? Oh.
Have you guys seen that movie? I would assume.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but yeah, Blood In, Blood Out, homie. Yeah.
Have you seen it? Oh, okay, I got it. I don't know. I guess I probably had seen it at least once in my life, but I was in like in a history of Latino film sort of mood. So I was like, I'm going to start watching. So I get into different moods for I want to just start watching different types of movies. I'll usually watch a couple of movies that I've never watched and at least like one movie that I've already seen, but a long time ago. Yeah, I love watching movies like every couple of years. But Blood In, Blood Out struck me as just how that dialogue feels. It feels very like, I don't know. It's how can you simultaneously love and also cringe at a movie? Is that possible?
100%, yes.
And culture as well. I was gonna jump in before, like just a quick parenthesis because
you are the guest. People hear me talk all the time.
No, when I was growing up, like looking at those movies and looking at Cholo culture or like Pachuco culture, it was seen as something negative. It wasn't as until digital like communications came about that you would see like, hey, I mean, come on, our parents were not allowed to like speak English, or even if when I went to school, they wouldn't let us speak Spanish. They would like until you learn it. And they would make you, the school system and society make you feel bad for speaking that way. So you thought, oh, Blood In, Blood Out in those movies, como que, ay, no lo quiero ver porque yo quiero ser mejor. Porque yo quiero hacer esto. Y después, digital media came out and they brought us like, no, you can be a cholo, you can be a buchona, you can be a, like whatever you want it to be. And I love that. So I love that people are coming back to it and now see like the roots of what made that happen, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
It makes total sense. Yeah, it makes total sense. Did you guys watch that movie, Mi Vida Loca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't sign back, yo.
Yes.
Loca.
Okay, good. That's all I'm thinking about right now. I'm like, oh, I love that film. Yeah.
I named my dog La Shy Girl. What do you
Shy
mean?
Girl, you're right.
Literally.
I would have named her Mousy, but whatever. All right.
Oh, but it fit. She is La Shy Girl.
Yeah.
Y luego si vas con tus amigos o primos de México y así como que, ay, tú cholo, ¿tú qué? Eso que
Ajá,
ya-
como que ya no pegó, ¿verdad?
¿Cómo que
Was that more
qué?
How do you feel like? How do you guys feel about like that's the like the Japanese subset that like just is completely choloed out? They have low riders in Japan.
yeah.
I mean, because the
There's
Japanese
that culture.
Japanese girls already have like the long straight black hair, and they just like boom, and the whole thing. They look like little walking little homie figurines.
I know, I feel
Really?
like
I used to collect them.
To
Let
each
me
its
Google
own.
this. I didn't know this. Don.
Sí, es como los mexicanos que hacen K-pop o algo
Japan
así.
cholos.
To each its own, as long as it's not like,
Oh, they look cool.
Yeah, no.
Am I supposed
I don't
to
know. Like,
They're really
like,
good.
is it bad to be okay? So here's something that happened.
Not
Like
if
a little.
you're in a minority.
Like appropriation? Is that where you're going?
No.
Yeah.
Let me get to it.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'll
So
stop my camp.
Jeremy Lin.
Bye.
Jeremy Lin is a Chinese basketball player, right? He played for the Knicks. He had a little insanity part where everybody loved him. And then there's another basketball player. I think it was Kenyon Martin, right? Kenyon Martin has a ton of tattoos, like Chinese lettering tattoos, right? And then Jeremy Lin one day showed up with cornrows, right?
Oop.
Like one day he showed up for the next season and he had done his hair and he had gotten cornrows.
Oop.
So a lot of people start, hey, you're appropriating that hairstyle. You're but he hit him back. He was like, yeah, well, what about all those freaking Chinese tattoos you got on your arm? Right. So is there such a thing as being able to be okay? And I called somebody a white savior on the stream the other day. Let's just leave it at that.
No. Now,
yeah, I gotta leave it at that for now. But there's this thing where people get mad, like because somebody had a tea party and they dressed in a Japanese garb, or because this. All right, obviously not blackface or literal blackface or brown face. That's because that has history in media in terms of like what they use it for, etc. But is there such a thing as being able to be pro cultural appropriation? Like,
mira, cuando es el 5 de mayo, do you guys get angry at it?
I mean,
I don't give a shit.
I don't have a reason.
You're consuming Mexican product. You're buying Mexican guacamoles, Mexican pepinos. Your chips are Mexican. Go ahead, buy. Do your little party. Do your margaritas. You're consuming Mexican products. So like, I'm like, I don't get bothered that they come like, Cinco de Mayo. Vas a comer, vas a pistear, vas a hacer eso. Consumer products. Pero no me molesta. Y si los veo usando como un sombrero, un bigote, para mí nomás se me den más.
Ajá, sí. A mí se me hace, it's
No
not
me
that I don't like
ofende.
it's not that I don't like it. It's just I feel like it's tacky, but at the same time, it doesn't really offend me too much. I think it's how you go about it. If it's like, a frat house full of chads and then they're also being racist at the same time. It's
all right, okay.
Maybe don't do that.
The pandemic is over, right? The pandemic is over. It's October. You're going to a Halloween party. Okay.
Right.
Becky shows up and she's wearing she's dressed like she's on the Tapatio bottle. Like she's, and she's dressed like she's a waitress at a Mexican restaurant or something.
It doesn't offend me as much because I'm probably dating her like brother.
What?
And like
her dad? Her dad?
Or her dad, and then you have bigger problems to think about. That game. Like,
damn, that's a good turn.
waking up with like cumbia or like eating salsa is
Who's
like
playing that cumbia in my dad's room?
that'll be me.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Well, I guess yeah. Like it's like, hey,
Here to
thanks for
take your white dad.
Love and
thank you for stopping by,
exactly.
Ethan. It's about
Yes.
being respectful of it. You can tell when people are being malicious. Yeah, absolutely.
So that was the point I was trying to make.
Totally.
Thank you. Way better articulated. It's if you're coming at it from like a listen, I know nothing about Mexican history. I'm just trying to party and get fucked up on tequila. Bro, go for it. It's the people that are kind of like, you know, like it's Mexican Independence Day and I really want to like celebrate it, but then also know nothing and like don't live by that.
So you want them to take a test before they're allowed to party?
No, they can do it.
You
It's
must
just I'm gonna
answer
judge you
these three.
later.
What would the questions be about the real meaning of Cinco de Mayo? We should do like a Christmas movie about the
No,
meaning of
it's
Cinco de
what I
Mayo.
mean is like is the people that they are unabashedly self-aware enough to be like, I know nothing. I'm just trying to party. That's it. Then I'm like, I can't knock that. I can't be like you appropriating. Like, no, I can't knock that. Go for it. Have fun. We do St. Patty's
Like
Day.
you
Like,
needed
it
more
happens with
than
everything,
we
right?
do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I,
go have fun Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
I myself
But
like to
it's
picture
the
my
little-
Jesus wearing a tuxedo T-shirt because it's formal, but also says I'm here to party. I
Love
like
it.
to party, so I like my Jesus to party.
There you go.
Okay,
I like
where's that
that.
from? Come on, where's that movie from?
I
Come
don't
on,
know.
you don't know the movie? Somebody in chat knows what that what
Somebody in the
that
chat,
movie
please
is.
tell us.
Party.
Shame us.
Because I was
Shame
thinking,
us
like,
for
if
not
you
knowing.
really need to party that hard and that like hard on a Cinco de Mayo on a weekday or something, like you need it, take it, go
Do
for
it.
it. But like I said before, like the passive aggressiveness and other times,
Yeah.
like
I mean, yeah.
I'll hold them accountable. Be like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference, I guess, between dressing up like a Native American girl and like sexy Indian that you bought online, right? I mean, that it's just like
because
so.
It's a little bad taste. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I guess so. Right
Because
back
I
from the
think that we make fun of those in the office or at school, like who do that. It's like a given.
just let them be.
Like,
Let
not
them-
that it makes it right. I'm
Don't
not
waste
saying
your
it's
energy
right,
on it.
but it's just like lo vemos como que, oh my god, she's so lame. She's wearing a poncho. Y nos burlamos de eso, you know?
I guess
'Cause
there's a
we like
difference.
to laugh about it.
But is there a difference between cultural appropriation? I guess there's a thin line. Cultural appropriation, taking something like, for example, when like white
Definitely.
people, like recently there was a whole thing where white people discovered elote, and then they're like, "What creative things you can do with corn?" And Mexican people
Oh
were
my
like, "They're like, what? It's
Yes,
we are."
yes, there's a
So
difference.
that would be like cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation,
Mhm.
which is like it's Taco Tuesday. Tacos are awesome. Let's have a whole day of the week where we're mostly thinking about tacos, right?
Hell yeah.
They just want to get drunk at the office.
Oh, yeah, Cinco de Mayo, you get an extra day off. You can go have some Coronas, like you said,
okay.
consume some product, etc. But if you're making a mockery, like drawing up burrito and going "andale, andale," and fucking running around, like
Exactly. Yeah.
then yeah, people are gonna be laughing at you. That
Mhm.
Yeah, I
that are-
once had a person be like, "Ay," every time he would see me at the office that day or the day
Oh
after.
no.
It
No,
was
no.
I just like
It's
Keith
all
is
like,
jumping this.
you're so lame.
Mhm.
You have to remember how
Mhm.
strong the stereotypes are in American media. It's worldwide, something we have to combat. Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
When we did the
Hey, but
diversity
this is not the way you combat them. The way you combat them is like by giving each other stronger roles, strong films, not and not by this little thing that we're going back to that are clickbait that the media is showing us in
All right,
digital media. But like when we're writing short films, TV shows, something, we give each other stronger roles.
Mhm. That's why representation is so important. My
Yes.
goodness.
So did you have to say it like that?
Yes.
So it was so important. We actually have breaking news here. We got this is a free money alert. Free money alert. Are you guys ready? Okay.
What do I have to do?
The Sound of Metal movie that's on Amazon right now, which I thoroughly loved, and it's a movie about
I'm ready to take you.
a drummer that starts losing his hearing. Has been nominated for best. It's the biggest slam dunk free money that you've seen. I told you guys there was free money 2 years ago with Brad Pitt being an absolute lock for best supporting actor. There are technically websites on the planet where you can go bet on the Oscars. I'm not promoting gambling. I'm just telling you that's a fact. And if I were a person that knew how to get around the internet, that was good at the internet, I would say put money on The Sound of Metal, keyword sound, to win the best sound Oscar. There's never been a bigger lock. I will give anybody that wants to bet against it 3-1 or 4-1 that The Sound of Metal, awesome movie and has an incredible sound design, is going to win the Oscar for best sound design. Call it a high.
Okay.
Definitely. And I will also throw in like actor, perhaps.
And possibly best actor. And also would be well deserved.
Wow,
Best
I need
actor.
to watch
It's
this.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Yes.
I almost called you.
Oh, it's on
All right.
Amazon?
Sorry, Sophia. All right.
What?
I'm gonna put it in the private chat when I almost called you right now, and I had to catch myself.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I was about to say it's on Amazon.
Wow. Wow.
I caught myself.
No, but The Sound of Metal is really, 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 really good. Okay, I'm reading their private chat, and it's
All right. Don't worry about it. All right. So anyway, that was a free. That was a free money alert.
You give no warnings before you do that. That was a
transitions, baby. We got to have them. Anyway, we're talking live with Sophia and Joanna from my life that I know.
Yeah.
People that I know that are friends of mine that I wanted to come have on my stream and podcast. We're talking about it's a recap of the films that are playing at the festival that are going to be playing for the rest of the week, and also just general themes and conversations that I think is interesting to a Latino audience. So thank you for everybody that's stopping by, and I want to ask because you did have a time, Joanna, where you were doing a ton of viral videos, like millions of fucking hits and stuff like that. But you also told me that even though it's cool to get into that, it also can be a grind. Can you kind of just like a little bit of tell us a little bit about you in that regard?
Yeah. Very happy to be here.
if you want.
No, yeah. So basically, it was like a digital company, just like BuzzFeed. I also worked in Me Too, and this was called Living with Latinos, giving names, dropping names. Boom, boom, boom. But when the verge of like every digital company came about, and then you had to produce certain amount of videos to generate coin. No,
so so people might think, hey, I'm gonna do a web series, or I'm gonna do some Instagram or TikTok videos, and they might think that it's easy street if you find somebody to listen to you, but it can become a grind to grind out the content that you have to if you want to sustain that, right?
Yeah, so when you're working not with those companies I mentioned, not with those, when you're working with Facebook Watch or a streaming like that, you need to be producing like a certain amount of content per day, and sometimes it can just turn out as clickbait. Like this thing we're doing here, tomorrow it could be like hosted by Sophia. and then next hour hosted by Joanna, but it could be the same thing, just like moldeado, ¿sabes? Or like all the pranks you see, all these things just molded as, and it's very like, it requires a lot from you, a lot of time and a lot to do. I'm not saying anything positive about this.
Well, no, I don't want you to. I don't want you to put you in any position you want to be. But I just think that
I wasn't prepared for that.
No, I'm sorry.
But
sorry.
I don't want it to make it sound bad, because it prepared me for anything. Like, okay, it prepared me to say, okay, you're an actor, you are a writer, you're your own self producer, you're your own self editor, your own self, like, you have to do anything. And it made me so self-sufficient, which I see other kids coming about, like doing this with TikTok and all these things. Like, oh my God, all this talent that is coming out from them. It's weird, because I see this film people, and I'm in the middle. Like, I see this film people, like recognized actors that have all las tablas de ser un actor, de ser un director, de como las fórmulas. Y luego ves a todos estos que son muy exitosos, que están haciendo nomás esto como... Yeah, ok, contrátelos a ellos. Y ya. Y es como que donde la verdad sí estoy como que en medio viendo todo lo que está sucediendo y nada más navegando. Pero en those videos, yeah, I saw the emergence of like what it was like digital.
You got to see behind the curtain, right? You got to see the wizard. You got to see kind of like how the sausage was made.
Behind, and like you say, you had to be behind sometimes, and sometimes in front. Sometimes I would be holding the boom while like, hola, like being on camera.
Todo, yeah.
You gotta do anything, and that's what I admire of the new generation that is coming up, that they are not afraid to try anything. Like, okay, yo agarro una cámara, yo this is so powerful. I love social media because it allows a mom to be famous, or it allows like a dad or alguien como yo me veo para estar en algo, trabajando lo que te gusta. Because before, you had to look a certain way, be a certain race, have a certain socioeconomic status to be in some film. Pero ahora, this you can do. If you're creative, all you need is this to be. And then I see so many opportunities opening for kids that, for example, there's a one guy I really like, Rudy Mancuso or something like that. He does Muppets. Yeah, like he just started doing videos with his phone, and then he got equipment and stuff, and he's really good. He produces his stuff and stuff, like it's really good. But also parents, no más. O sea, parenting is very important. Me llegan muchas cosas que es como que no.
¿Cómo qué?
Pues, por ejemplo, hay cosas que sí están chidas y que sí tienen que ver o hacer, pero no las empujes tanto, como si ya se siente, por algo hay una ley de niños que no puedes usar en televisión. Por algo existe, ¿sabes?
Claro,
como las mamás de los luceritos, de las Tatianas, de esas.
Sí.
Pero ahorita en redes sociales, por eso YouTube también puso esa regla de que no puedes estar poniendo a tus hijos a hacer como cálmate.
Every video you have to see if it's geared for kids. I mean, they're trying to, obviously we know what they're trying to prevent.
Regulate. Yeah. Pero es que he visto de todo.
I have a question for you guys. So if we were doing this same, and it's just something that just came to me, but we're an hour and a half into this podcast. or
Yeah.
stream. And other than me saying we might talk about politics, none of us had brought up anything too political, which is just to say, let's just take a moment to appreciate that we're having a conversation and we're not super freaked out about who the president is that might do something insane or something like that. It just came to me that we're an hour and a half in and we haven't, and if this conversation was like 6 months ago, you know, we would obviously be talking about, as it pertains to Latinx issues, something to do with something else. I don't even want to spend too much time on it. I just thought it was good to at least
reflect on it.
Let's just reflect on that for a second. Let's just reflect.
Back.
How good it feels to just, even though it's not perfect, it's not perfect, but it just feels different.
And it feels good.
It feels good.
Not great, but better.
Better.
Yeah.
All right. So. All right, let's play a couple more trailers so that people know, because I've had you guys for a little bit, and then I got a bracket bit for you guys. You guys actually you guys can choose your bracket bit today, or maybe we should let Joanna do it since.
What is that?
We'll let Joanna go.
All right, cool. All right,
so we'll find out, Joanna.
It's just a this or that. All right. Taking a look at the schedule for tomorrow at the festival, which is Friday, March 19th. All right. We have Mexico Raro y Querido shorts program, narrative shorts, documentary shorts. So usually this is just kind of, you know, more free form cinema. Free cooking class, Pozole Seco del Estado de Colima. All right. That's awesome. Sabor Latino. La Restauración tomorrow, which we already saw. This movie, I don't know anything about it, but I am going to be finishing it up tonight, and I'm going to be doing the Q&A for it tomorrow, called 18th and Grand, the Olympic Auditorium Story. And I found an excerpt. I'll just kind of scrub through it, but basically, I guess it's like a doc.
She gave them Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 days to one event.
And here we go.
The roller derby champions, the T-Birds, John Hall, Big Danny Riley, Ralphie Valadares, the speed skater, Honey Sanchez. I mean, they became household names for all of us.
Roller derby was bigger than wrestling at that time. It was just great being a skater, being able to fight and not get in trouble. Like if you start fighting out there, the police are going to come. But if you're doing there and you're getting paid money for it.
Oh my God, I love her.
Right. Wow.
Johnny Sanchez, I'm gonna look her up.
Oh, it seems to be like a documentary about the arena or the roller derby. So hey, I get to watch a movie about roller derbies tonight.
I love roller derby.
All right, so that's playing tomorrow as part of the festival. We already saw the other thing. Okay, La Condesa. This is one of the films that Miguel Rodriguez from Horrible Imaginings curates. Cool. So it's part of the Un Mundo Extraño, and it's a little scary. So
yes,
one of those scary wealthy people.
Let's turn the lights on and see if we get it. Let's see if we get a feel for it. Cabeza hueca.
Cabeza hueca, I love it.
Dios, Eduardo y Felipe. Nunca los conocí. Mi
madre
contaba que murieron.
Ah, no, son españoles.
Bienvenidos a La Condesa.
La Condesa.
Look like a young Serpico.
El tiempo nunca hubiera pasado aquí, ¿verdad?
¿Es de terror o suspenso o algo así?
¿Por qué no los dos?
¿En qué año nació tu mamá? 1965, en Argentina. Y este tipo debió morir allá por los años 70 y tantos. 75, creo.
Creo que yo pensé que la casa estaba viva. O algo así. ¿Quién anda ahí?
Moving to the beat. Uh-oh.
Let it be. Ay.
Uy, válgame. Cabrón. Oh, this is right up my alley. Oh.
Mine too. Se ve muy disturbing. I like disturbing. Not scary,
like
pero
it too.
disturbing, sí.
Yeah, like.
Wait, what?
También.
Did you just say I don't like scary, but I like disturbing?
Sí.
I'm somewhere in the middle.
Como
I do like
esa
scary.
psicología que juega contigo, y las españolas son muy buenas en hacer eso.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Vegetable says, "Love the light that is illuminating from the ground of your floor. It's like a disco." Boom,
Oh, $30 Amazon. I'll send you a link.
Hey,
I love it.
Thank you.
All right, and you can watch La Condesa.
I'll definitely do.
La Condesa tomorrow. It's I watched the Q&A for this as well with Miguel. It's really cool. They filmed it on like in that house. It's supposed to be haunted as well. So
wow.
Y luego, o sea, como filmmaker, si estás todo en una casa, pues te ahorra más, ¿no? Que estar.
Yeah, that's true. They were able to spend it on wardrobe, that's for sure. That was good.
Con 5 personajes o algo así.
all right, this next one that is called El Perro que no El Perro que no
También.
What was it?
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Andamos agitadas.
Wait a moment after that one. It was a little much.
You try.
Okay, yeah.
El perro.
El Perro que no calla. And that is okay, when I first watched this, I said this is what would happen if Wes Anderson still had a soul and he made Roma. Okay, so I don't know if this will make sense to you guys once you watch the trailer, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Lo importante es que ustedes ahora lo viven con ansiedades como familia, digo, ¿no?
Si vos tenés que traer a la perrita, no tenés que venir más.
Pero es porque hizo pis el otro día.
No, a ver, no, digo, es...
Bueno, estás desarrollando habilidades más allá del Illustrator, veo.
Alguna y otra, sí.
Pero nosotros no buscamos empleados.
¿Y con la tierra? ¿Cómo te llevas la mano?
No, bien.
¿Y sin la burbuja corre riesgo de vida?
Siempre y cuando nos manejemos con la altura del 1,20 m que figura en el protocolo.
Eu quero na noite o dia. Eu quero que mais.
No hay problema. ¿Qué quieres que hagamos?
Eu quero normal.
¿Será que el deber o estar cumpliendo con el deber justifica el todo? ¿Alcanza? ¿Con eso basta?
Mira lo que te traje. Sí, amor, vas a poder saltar, correr, te vas a poder subir a los árboles.
Pasa.
Sí. ¿Me escuchás?
¡Qué hermoso!
Oh, me encantó.
Tiene que ser música del guincho, chilena.
¿Chilena?
Música del bueno.
¿Lincho? I'm gonna Google. Who's that? Who that be?
El guincho, como.
El guincho.
La música. Pero, ay, estuvo bien bonita. Me recuerda mucho también como que cuando la está jalando a Jodorowsky con Fando en Liz. ¿Recuerdan esa película?
Mm.
De los 70s, que la está jalando y así. Pero sí, tienes razón, es como que muy Roma nada más era porque era blanco y negro, pero
Sí, pero tenía como una Wes Anderson vibe, right? It has like a little
sí,
Wes
muy
Anderson.
dreamy. Está muy dreamy.
It was very Wes Anderson.
Had like a Wes Anderson. Yeah, that's what I said. If Wes Anderson still had a soul, and he decided to make, and then he made Roma, this is what it would be like.
That's accurate. So
Thank
accurate.
you. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
¿Cómo se llama otra vez esa película? El perro.
El perro que no calla.
Se ve muy
I
interesante.
love your accent cuando dices eso, que no calla.
El perro, yeah, I got
El perro que no calla.
El perro que no calla.
¿Y ese cuál fue? ¿El colombiano o el uruguayo?
El uruguayo.
Uruguayo.
O el mexicano, que ya te apodan.
Yeah. Uruguayo y colombiano, pero might as well be Mexican.
Pero aquí, mexicano.
Aquí,
Qué malos somos.
We're assholes. We are terrible. So sorry.
You had me at burritos. All right, so El Perro Que No Calla is another film that's part of the festival.
Bueno.
I mean, like I said, like I've said this in every Q&A, like and then you meet the filmmakers, the fact that our movies are side by side with these movies, and like every year, my favorite part of the festival, and this is why I love helping them out, is like a few years back when they were still in theaters, I was like, hey, I just noticed that you guys sometimes are running back and forth because you got to do a Q&A here and a Q&A there. And I was like, those things are easy for me to do. Like, just tell me what days and I'll show up and I'll do them for you. And then that moved to the virtual stuff. So I fucking love that. And it allows me to say, hey, I need to watch these movies. So I get to watch all of these movies. And I'm just like, man, there's
free movies.
Tanto talento, pero tanto talento, man.
Sí,
like
sí,
so much fucking talent. So much fucking talent out there. So why so we need more Oscar nominations, we need more TV shows, we need more stuff.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Netflix just spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars to realize that 0.9% of their content, 0.9% of their content was either made by or for Latinos, and 99% of that is like Narcos.
Oh my God.
It's like either it's like there's like you won't find they canceled One Day at a Time, but there's 17 different.
I know they canceled it.
They canceled it and then it went to other networks. So they had one of the best TV shows about a Latino family. They canceled it. They have 17 different Pablo Escobar series, 17 different El Chapo series, and then they're like, yeah, 0.9% of the content. We're gonna try to do better, but anyway. But there's all this shit out here. So,
but I do want to give a shout out.
Go ahead.
To Jorge Xolalpa, porque he's a film director and he was nominated to the Golden Globes. And he's been like not a recipient, but like he's been nominated also for the Latino Film Festival, and like he's up there. No sé cuánto cuesta nominarte para un Oscar, porque me imagino que mucho, pero shout out to you, who's Jorge. Mi comadre le digo.
Okay. All right, we got.
Sorry.
You pick the next one, Juana.
Me?
We have a Puerto Rican documentary about a salsa singer. We have another romantic comedy. Salsa?
Eso.
All right.
¿Qué más nos esperábamos?
This is a movie that I'll be doing the Q&A for.
Felices.
Okay, this is a movie, and it's called Miguelito, Canto
It's
Aboricuan.
so incredible that a kid this age could do what he did. Went from the airport, from Manuela Perez to the stage of Madison Square Garden in 1 year's time.
Miguelito is one of the first kids that are having exposition internationally. After Miguelito came Menudo, all those kids, the idea of having kids singing, it was born.
It's going to be this kid singing his songs, his music, his words, his heart. This kid wanted to be a singer, and he was so ready to begin that career.
And somehow he disappeared from the scene. He left our band. We didn't fire him. He left the band and we didn't know anything about him.
Ese niño dicen que murió como a los 2 años o 3 años después de haber grabado ese álbum.
Lo único que registraron fue cuando pues, lo atropelló el carro, que pues, me parecía chévere un niño cantando salsa.
Volvió casi un mito, una leyenda, Miguelito, pero bueno, queda para nosotros esto, los discos, que es lo más valioso, y sigue cantando bien eternamente por los vinilos.
So, fast forward 42 years. What have you heard?
¿Vos sabes algo de Miguelito? ¿Si murió? ¿Está vivo?
There were rumors. Latin music has a lot of rumors.
Yeah, many.
You know, it's not easy what you're doing, because you're trying to piece together puzzles.
I mean, for decades, we have been stuck with a written record that insists that this tragedy took place. The information that we get is on the surface. So when you start doing research, you start to discover things underneath.
Miguelito canta a borinquen. ¿This is salsa or this is
Salsa, real salsa. Yeah.
Para ruido.
Canta bien, lo canta también.
He had a couple of hits. I remember this guy. And he's looking for him. The kid was from a nobody with somebody. So you find out for sure. I know you're going to find out.
Sentir esta ansiedad y pensar que te burlas de mí.
Wow. Wow.
Me encantó cuando dijo como la música tiene secretos. El señor.
No me lo esperaba. Yo pensé que iba a ser algo totalmente distinto.
What'd
Like,
you think?
what? I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but like
I already saw this movie, but I haven't seen it. I didn't see the trailer though. I just pressed play and just boom and go into it. Yeah, I told Jonah about it because I was like, he was in Puerto Rico, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm about to do a Q&A about a Puerto Rican movie. So apparently there was this kid. Then this guy found him at the airport singing, and he was like, I'm gonna sign you, and you're gonna and it's this like little 8-year-old that was singing like ballads and stuff.
Pero ya lo reconocieron como después, ¿no? Ese chavo que estamos viendo como de.
No, basically it's like one of those documentaries that's like it doesn't tell you what it already knows till the end. You know what I mean?
A good documentary.
Yeah, like a good documentary. Yeah. By the way, all those roads we went down were for nothing because this is no. It's not like that. It's just that. But
nice.
It's about the kid and about somebody that wanted to learn the truth about what happened to him, because there was these things people said that they saw him, but then people said he died in a car crash, and then what happened to him. So it's a whole investigation about what actually happened to him.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Me too.
Do we find out? Does it offer closure?
You do have full closure at the end of that. You will get.
Was Michael Jackson involved?
I think this was a little bit before this is Michael Jackson's shot. Let me make sure that's the last of the movies that I wanted to make sure we highlight. So El Perro No Calla, so that's tomorrow. El Amor es Fácil. Okay, the other one is Amor es Fácil. This Saturday, El Retiro, which is an Argentinian movie, and Buena Vista Social Club, which is a landmark documentary when it came out. As part of a double feature. Ritmo LatinX. There's going to be music, DJs. There's going to be a band that's going to be performing. I want to make sure I know what the band is. Let me look on the San Diego Latino page real quick. And then we're going to do one last trailer, and then we'll do the bracket bit, and then we'll get out of here.
Cool. So awesome. Yeah. I want to watch all of them.
Yeah, same. And that's the advantage, like when you get the pass in regular years of the San Diego Film Festival, like you get to go under screenings, but like now with this, you could like, you know what? I have 2 days to watch it. I can watch it at 10 a.m. or 7 p.m. if I want to.
You're right. It's right. It's so convenient.
So the band is called Kimba Light, and they're going to be performing at 5 p.m. and then 7 p.m. and then with that, and then they'll have different across from Target at the Westville. So that they'll have a red carpet, step and repeat. They'll have the food trucks out there. So it'll be a whole thing.
Nice.
Yummy. We can check it out
Love
at
it.
the SDLFF2021.
And come on, be realistic. Like, how many things do you have on your on your social calendar right now, other than Sophia, who has a million things on her social calendar, obviously, because she can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. I never learn.
All right, so we walked Miguelito, and this is another rom-com that's available virtually tomorrow until the end of the festival, and it's called El Amor es Fácil. So let's end with a rom-com, like Slapworthy. My rom-com with a Latina as the lead.
Yours truly. Hello.
That was accepted into this and other festivals before, which is an awesome movie, and I have a poster back there.
And she's an awesome actress. Hire her.
Oh, stop it. Yes, hire me, please.
Yes, do.
De todas nuestras vidas. Quiero que todos sepan lo que yo te amo. ¿Y los muebles, mi amor?
Te estoy dejando, pelotudo.
Hola, hermoso. Quería contar que me escribieron de la Escuela de Arte y me preseleccionaron. Y lo quiero compartir con vos. Estoy muy feliz.
Yo no vine acá para esto.
¿Y para qué viniste?
El único tiempo que tenés para mí es cuando estás caliente.
¿Sabes que me desvío para que podamos vernos un ratito?
Estoy hinchada de las pelotas de tus gatitos.
¿Qué pensás hacer? Tengo que mandar un monólogo, que eso es fácil, y un video donde muestre todos mis talentos.
Tu team, 0 ventas.
Yo te produzco el video y vos me haces un favor. Wow.
Tómatela.
¿Alguien le quiere contar a Gala de qué se trata Free Water?
Es como una empresa que vende agua.
Él es Marito, nos va a dar una mano.
¿Jefe de producción? ¿Quién va a ser?
Yo me encargo.
¿Qué haces?
Y el compañero de baile de Gala.
Cuentas claras conservan la amistad. 0 romance. ¿Quién es Julia?
Julia, mi vieja. ¿Cómo llego?
Agárramelo hasta los huevos.
¿Perdón? ¿Cómo?
Sí, hay unas palabras que vuelan y melodías que van después de amar.
Oh, es más fácil, no? El amor es fácil. Gosh, you made it sound like it was something else.
I don't know. Okay, so have either of you ever had a boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, or somebody who had some previous lover's name tattooed on them?
No.
No? Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. No. You? Have you?
Good answer. No.
Okay.
Ay, no, imagínate, lo ves ahí cochando y luego ya dices, ay, no, ¿qué es eso? No lo hago mi novio.
Y te dice, no, es mi mamá, es her middle name.
Yo tengo 3, pero no lo dejo que los vean.
I did see a Property of Freddie sign once, and I was like, I wonder who Freddie is.
No, no es cierto. Wow.
Y era acá en el
No, not there.
Did you date this? Did you date?
No.
Okay.
But it was in the Lucky You area of tattoos. But it was property of Freddie.
O sea, sí es verdad.
And I was like, I didn't want to ask at the moment because I figured that would ruin the mood. But later on, I was like, who's Freddie? I don't remember.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
After the explanation, he was like, "Bye."
Yeah, it was. I didn't stick around where it mattered, what the answer was. Like I already was like, this is not, Anyway, sorry.
You weren't even that invested to begin with.
Yeah, it was just, hey, you could tell me or not. But Who's Freddie? Anyway, all right. So that was El Amor es Más Fácil. So we have been promoting the San Diego Latino Film Festival. Thank you very much for sticking with us today. You can follow Miss Juana. There she is at Hola Juan Galo.
Do it.
And you can follow her and keep up with her new characters. That the awakening of La Comadre. The the awakening of La Comadre, her new TikTok series.
I love it.
And then Sofia Carrillo you can find in some of my movies that she's in when she has the time, when she's not busy being a smarty pants.
What's your Instagram, Sophia?
At Sophia Carr _. I know you never promote me, Lou. Thank you.
I put you on a fucking poster. What are you talking about?
I'm just curious because I'm about to stalk you.
Okay, I really rarely use it. Honestly, I'm not on social media. Okay, Sophia Carr. I'll follow you. Hold on.
I threw some shade Sophia's way last week. Because you were MIA, and I was like, no. I sent you a message. I was like, are you gonna promote the movie that you're in?
Oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I'm in there.
I was like, come on, lady. It's not that hard.
Leave me alone. Alrighty.
Oh no, I'm just messing with you. All right, Juana, something that we do with all of our guests, and since you are technically the guest today, as part of this team, is I do something that is called. Any guess? Do you know what it is? No idea. No idea. Okay.
Like kind of.
Racket bit. Racket bit. Whoa. Racket bit.
That intro music, courtesy of Mr. Kurt Griwan, also known as Enslaved by Vegetables. You can catch him at Enslaved by Vegetables on YouTube. He's a longtime collaborator of the Burrito Crew, and he does beats for movies. And Jovi Olivas did the vocals for that. So the bracket bit, Joanna, is basically I'm going to give you two options, A or B, two different characters, two different movies, whatever it is, and you're just going to have to tell me which one moves on to the next round. Okay. Now, since you are the guest, okay, so I'm just gonna be telling you. So if I was like,
do anything, I just
you just answer.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I told you like Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, you would say
Brad Pitt.
What would Brad Pitt.
Yes.
All right. And then, but your criteria. So I give you the answer. I give you the two options, but your criteria can be whatever it is. Which one I'd rather be in a movie with, which one I'd rather have stay over at my house, whatever you want to do it, okay?
Which one is not in Scientology? Whatever.
Exactly.
There you go.
I have three separate brackets that you get to choose from, and I'm going to let you pick. All right. The first one is Netflix Showdown, which is
I love this. A ver.
A list of Netflix shows, and you tell me which of the two shows you like the best. The other one is LatinX All Stars. I'm going to give you two Latino actors, singers, songwriters, icons, and you tell me which one moves on. And then the other one is fictional Latinx characters. These are fictional Latino characters throughout history and cinema. Then you're going to give me which was on. So those are your three options.
But
Netflix shows.
I have to guess anything, or I just choose.
You just choose. So which one would you? Which one do you want to do?
Oh, I thought it was.
He was giving me options. So out of those three, which one do you?
Out of those three. All right. So once again, we got Netflix shows. We have real Latin X All Stars or fictional Latin characters.
Fictional Latin characters.
Fictional Latin characters. All right, there we go.
All right. It's like you're on a game show.
All right, fictional Latinx characters, and away we go. All right, so let's share the screen here.
There we are.
And there we are. All right, let's get rid of this.
Okay.
All right, so we have two characters, Dora the Explorer or Consuela from Family Guy.
Look at you. You did this. Consuela for sure.
Consuela beats Dora in an upset. Okay. Maria La Huerta, she was the detective on Dexter, the TV series, or Manny and Gloria from
Manny and Gloria.
Manny and Gloria from the Modern Family. Move on.
Hard agree.
Ricky Ricardo. This is a tough one. Or Speedy Gonzalez.
You know what? Bash me. I'll go for Speedy.
Speedy Gonzalez moves on. Amy and Rosa from BK Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the TV show, or the mythical character Kaliman.
Which one would I choose, Lou?
All right, you tell me. Amy and Rosa, probably.
Amy and Rosa, 100%. Yeah.
You and Mary
They're
Rosa.
cool. I'll give that to Sophia so she can help me with it. Can we
Do you want to move Amy and Rosa on, or you Kaliman?
Yeah, we can move it.
All right,
so they can win.
This is your bracket.
Side note, if you look up the I think it was Quebec, or there's a French Canadian version of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
What?
And yeah, there's you know what? This is my show. I get to do whatever I want here. Let me let me take us off screen for a second, all right? French Canadian.
I saw the next category.
99. Oh, you can think about it. All right.
I didn't see it. What was it?
Okay. All right. Have you guys seen the
Oh my god, my forehead.
Let me skip this.
You see that snake?
I don't want to play an ad, you stupid.
It was
Wait, there's got to be one on YouTube, right?
Ya se te olvidó. You were so excited. You're like, I know. I'm thinking.
No, es que ya se ve.
Your customers.
¿Quién es Kaliman?
Kaliman?
I googled it.
I only know it for like.
He's like a part alligator, right? He's like a mythical.
Oh, I know.
Family Guy.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how I am.
All right. We need to have this conversation, and I need to skip this ad here. Give me a second.
Okay.
I don't care how many ads you put up YouTube. I'm not subscribing.
Right?
Okay.
Díganos aquí en
Il
los
va
comments.
falloir qu'on respecte
I know, right?
la lettre.
Qu'est-ce que tu sais du nouveau commandant?
D'après moi, le nouveau commandant, ça va être un pousseux de crayon qui va vouloir qu'on respecte les règlements à la lettre. Robot commandant activé. Pousseux de crayon.
C'est ce que vous pensez? Tell me when you notice it.
Hey! Alerte au nouveau commandant.
Lieutenant,
Oh my gosh.
commence par qui? Par lui. Max, mon meilleur détective. Il aime arrêter les méchants.
Police, les mains sans tête! Vous êtes en état semi-nu en train de jouer de la flûte.
Ça, c'est Boudreau. Il fait vraiment grand-chose, mais il fait du bon café. Et ça, c'est Ravary. C'est le meilleur pour se mettre en place à des moments inopportuns. Rosalie Boucher, intelligente, imprévisible.
Rosa!
Charles Lépine.
Tell me when you notice it.
C'est pas le
Notice what?
Vu comme c'est pas possible. Par contre, c'est pas le plus doué physiquement.
Notice what?
Valérie Soft, ultra compétitive. Elle essaie
Okay, does that look like something Amy Santiago would ever do?
toujours de prouver que c'est la plus
It
forte.
looks more Rosa. That's Amy.
No, that's Amy Santiago. Tell me what you notice about Amy Santiago.
To BH, I don't watch.
Compétition pour savoir qui.
That character's
we're
name
all
is
white now?
Amy Santiago. So the black characters are still black. The white characters are now French Canadian white.
Faire le plus
I never
d'arrestations.
seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Both.
Oh my
Both.
gosh. Joanna, you
Both.
have to watch it. It's so good.
I have to. I've been told.
Do
Both.
it.
Both of the Latina characters are now white.
Yeah.
Valérie, en tant qu'adjointe
We don't matter.
est au courant de pas mal tout ici.
Oui, en fait.
So that's like, but maybe it's because sometimes this is Canada or what is this?
They have black people in Canada. They have Latino
No,
people
no,
in
but like
Canada.
sometimes
They
they
have
have
Latinos in
like
Canada.
their thing is like French Canada, English Canada.
I checked. There's Mexican people in Quebec.
There's Mexican there. Yeah.
Ah, of course.
They could have made him
I've
Middle
never
Eastern
seen
too.
Brooklyn 9/11, 9 something, but I know they represent. Like they have all kinds of characters and represent like well.
Oh yeah, they're super good.
So they don't in Canada.
L'écoute, non.
I was
Oh,
watching RuPaul's
j'adore.
Drag Race Canada,
Yeah.
and it was very emotional. Like the way they put all the race not races, ethnicities together.
Well,
But they
here,
didn't do it here.
the reason the reason I found out about this is because the actress who played Amy Santiago actually posted it, and she's like, "Hey, it's looking through like an altered reality." But then, like after people watched it and people were like, "Oh, cool! It's like a weird version of Brooklyn Nine-Nine." The next question was like, "Do they not have Latinas in Quebec?"
Of course they do.
Yeah, they do. And so, oh man,
So they took two awesome Latina characters
and just destroyed them.
And that's the powerful thing. Like I was telling you, like you want to write characters that they're just characters and not just based on because they're Latinas. So it was
But
easy
the
for them to
characters
grab
are
them
written
and
very well. Like Rosa,
Yeah.
like Rosa is an Argentinian actress, or the girl who plays Rosa, and
but the characters
she plays
are
like a non-stereotypical bisexual character. Like
Oh, I see who she
And then
is.
Amy
I see it.
Santiago.
Like she's got it.
yeah, Amy Santiago would
And
never
you know-
dress up in a sexy
Yeah.
nurse's. Yeah, no.
The girl.
So those characters were originally a reason in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is a fairly inclusive show, and now
Yes.
they do a French Canadian version, and they're like, they had to make the decision to
Are they getting-
whitewash those characters. Maybe it's because
they
a
getting
French
backlash?
Canadian character, a French Canadian audience is expecting it, but
It was
just
like
one-
it was the easy ones to whitewash because I like that you made the point that like the two black dudes stayed black, so they went out of their way to keep them that way. But then for the two Latinas, they couldn't do the same thing.
they got the two whitest actresses in
They got
Canada they could find. They could
And then
find.
also Canada has a lot of Middle Eastern people. So if you were even to switch from Latina to Middle Eastern, like that's cool. You're going into another minority section. But
Something
like to just
something.
something else.
Give us
But
something.
straight up just whitewashing for no reason, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to share that since it kind of came up in the thing. All right, back to the bracket. Back to the bracket. All right. Bracket bit. All right, Topo Gigio
Okay.
or Condorito.
They're strictly the opposite. Condorito was an asshole and very.
But it was a
awful.
great. Oh my god! It was such a. It was like was he like a paper?
That's why I love
He was
it.
like a paper
I-
Le Pew, right?
I don't love him, pero me encantaba el plop when the joke.
Yeah.
Condorito.
Condorito. I had
Mhm, that's a
countless
good one.
Condorito magazines. Topo Gigio, he read me bedtime stories, and he was a cute little mouse. But Condorito's the right call.
Todo el morbo, that morbid, horrible. What am I? I'm
Cisco-
not putting this into a show, right?
Cisco from The Flash or Betty La Fea.
I don't know what Cisco Fonda. Help me.
I don't
Sophie.
either. I don't know either. I just know
There's a TV
So
show.
Betty La Fea.
Betty La Fea.
Yeah.
I had hey man.
I haven't seen it either.
The
because
fact that
I-
some of these are ones that you guys haven't heard about means I had to reach deep. All right, the Alvarez family and the Riviera family. The Alvarez family is the family from One Day at a Time. The Rivera family is the family from
Jenny Rivera.
What?
Jenny Rivera?
No, the Rivera family is the family from the Mexican animated movie, the Day of the Dead one. I forgot the name of it.
Coco.
From Coco. Okay, so the Rivera
Oh.
family is from the family from Coco. The Alvarez family is the family from
Why-
One Day at a Time.
Why did
I'll
I get
go from
immediately
One Day at a
disattached?
time.
Huh?
Yeah.
Alvarez.
The Alvarez family. Okay, Machete, Danny Trejo,
Oof.
or El Chavo del Ocho.
Machete.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
You have a machete? Oh,
No,
you
I
have
have this
both.
Chavo del Ocho thing.
Oh my
I
god.
have El Chavo and El Chapulín.
Chapulín for no, go with
my
Machete.
god.
You're gonna go with Machete. All right, it's
That's
an upset.
interesting.
Mhm.
All right, the Bumblebee man from The Simpsons,
And Fez
or
Fez forever.
Fez from the '70s show. All right, Carmen
Yes.
San Diego, or Benny Blanco from the Bronx from Carlitos Way. Hey, you
Benny
remember me as
Blanco.
Benny Blanco from the Bucks. Jane the Virgin, or Pedro from Napoleon
Oh,
Dynamite.
that's a hard one, but I'll stick to my guns. Jane.
Jane, you know,
That's a good one.
voting for Pedro.
It
know,
was,
all your-
She
I
didn't-
know,
she didn't vote for
but
Pedro,
I'm a
it didn't work.
woman, so
Oh,
like,
so you're not voting for Pedro? Okay, stop you.
did not
Jane.
vote for Pedro.
uh,
Tony Montana,
Oh,
or Nacho Libre.
Nacho.
Yes.
Nacho.
Dame un elote.
Yes.
Here is another example of a white actor playing a Mexican character,
I'll let you answer this one.
and nobody got pissed. Nobody got. No, I've never heard the problematic nature of Nacho Libre.
And also like Will Ferrell on Casa de mi Padre.
Oh yeah, but Will Ferrell's Will Ferrell speaks Spanish fluently. Like he, you know what I mean?
And
like
he did it in Sweden as well with like his.
Oh yeah,
Eurovision
that
thing.
one was so good. I love the Eurovision.
It's a comedy. Like
okay, Rosita from The Walking Dead, Christian
I'll have
Serrato's,
Sophia answer.
or
really?
or El Mariachi, which was a Mexican character played by a Spaniard.
Oh, they're both horrible. Okay. I really don't like
Rosita
either.
Selena.
I know
Come
Rosita
on.
Selena.
Rosita.
I'm gonna choose this because I had a childhood with Nickelodeon, and this girl was in Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. So Rosita.
Okay, all right. She's
But I hate
vegan.
both of them.
Vegan Selena.
Yeah, you go. Vegan
Gus-
Selena.
Vegan Selena. Okay,
Yeah.
Gustavo Fring from Breaking Bad, who was of Chilean descent, or Letty from the Fast and Furious franchise.
Goose.
Gus Fring.
I like the villains.
The revamped remix Latina Charmed Girls, or Miles Morales from the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, Miles Morales.
Sophia, your turn.
No, why? Well, first of all, I didn't even know the new Charmed was Latinas. So I'm terrible. But Miles Morales.
Hey, did you hear about this? The new Charmed is with 3 Latinas.
Oh, really? Wow!
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I guess it'll go to that girl power. Yeah, I'll just go.
Girl
Charmed.
power. Yeah. She se puede.
She se puede.
Qué menso.
Pendejo.
I was gonna name the stream that, but I was like, no, don't do that.
It's cute.
All right, we got this is another topic. Everybody's favorite man crush, Oscar Isaac, plays Poe Dameron in the Star Wars universe, but
Wait.
Cantinflas is iconic.
Cantinflas has to be.
Yes, thank you.
All right, second round's gonna move faster here. We got Consuela from Family Guy or Manny and Gloria from Modern Family.
Consuela.
All right, Speedy Gonzalez or Amy
Your
and
turn.
Rosa.
My turn. Oh, Amy and Rosa.
Amy and Rosa. Speedy, not so fast.
Bye bye.
Condorito or Betty La Fea.
Condorito.
The Alvarez family from Coco or Machete.
You want me to go? Oh, okay.
We'll do one and
Alvarez.
one.
Oh, that's hard. Alvarez family. I love them.
Coco moves on. Fez or Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Fez.
Jane the Virgin or Nacho Libre.
Oh no, this is problematic because one is a white guy, but I like him more than Jane.
Yeah.
No, Nacho.
Nacho.
Yeah, Nacho.
Rosita, Vegan Selena or Gus Fring.
That's all you.
What do I like the bad ones? Gus.
The charm girls you didn't know about, Sophia, or Cantinflas.
Cantinflas.
Cantinflas. All right.
Wait, question. You said the Alvarez family is from One Day at a Time, right?
Oh yeah, not from Coco.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay, good. I was like,
okay,
hell, I was
good.
like, I didn't know on Coco. Okay.
My bad. All right. Okay, we got it. Okay, got it. All right, moving on. Consuela from Family Guy or Amy and Rosa from BK, and it's back to Joanna, I think.
Go for it, Joanna.
Yeah, it's got to be Amy and Rosa.
Mm-hmm. And we have Condorito or the Alvarez family from One Day at a Time for Sophia.
Okay. No, because I don't know Condorito like that. What do you think, Joanna? Do you feel strongly
I feel strong with the A.
with Condorito? Strong with an A?
With the Alvarez.
Okay, Alvarez. Let's do
That
Alvarez.
would be
That's what I want. I want to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Condorito got yeah. I mean, Condorito would get me too'd in this if it was today. It would totally get canceled because
He's so problematic. Yeah, so
he's a little problematic. All right, two stereotypes: Fez or Nacho Libre.
If it's a stereotype, at least I'll choose the brown one.
Mm-hmm.
The one,
the ethnically ambiguous one versus the opposite.
Yeah.
And his name wasn't Fez. It just stood for foreign exchange
student.
Foreign exchange student, right? Okay, so Fuzz moves on. All right, so now Sophia gets to pick between Gus Fring and Cantinflas. Cantinflas. All right.
Come on.
All right. The final four. The final four. The final countdown.
Oh no.
All right, whose turn is it now? Well, you guys can collaborate. You guys can collaborate.
Yeah,
you guys can talk.
Let's make a decision together.
You guys can talk it out. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Consuela is probably like she's probably best friends with La Comadre Pancha. I'm sorry. Okay, we're not. She messed it. All right. So Amy and Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus the Alvarez family, which is, I believe, Cuban American, right?
Cuban American.
From
They
One
have
Day at a
Rita
Time.
Moreno.
Well,
Rita-
Amy's Cuban. I know they have Rita Moreno, so I think. I mean, what are you thinking, Joanna? I would go for.
I
Alvarez.
love the Alvarez family.
I love
Written,
them too.
directed by Latinas.
I love
that.
that.
Rita Moreno. Alvarez.
Like,
I vote for the Alvarez.
she's a PIGA. I mean, EGA. Yeah, PIGA. She has a P in there. Yeah.
They showed they showed the Rita Moreno doc as part of the festival this year.
Oh, I love her so much.
Screened a few days ago.
Man.
All right, and then on the other side we have Fez or Cantinflas.
Is it as unanimous as yeah, Cantinflas? Yeah, you have to, right?
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, now the choice of the century.
Can I just say something? So
Yes.
I feel like this is Rita Moreno versus Cantinflas. It's not the
I
Alvarez
feel so
family.
as
Let's be
well.
honest. Let's be honest.
You know what? Let's give it to her.
Let's
She
give it to
deserves
Rita. Yeah, hell yeah.
Rita.
Rita Moreno.
And Gloria, the writer and director.
Gloria,
and all yes.
Actually, if you had picked the LatinX All Stars, I'll give you guys a preview because she was as
Oh,
well.
Please.
Whoa.
This was the other bracket. Yeah, for me, it's all about Ana de Armas myself, but también,
Okay.
Claro.
Melissa Fumero.
Desi, Benicio. Oh my God, I would not have.
All right, I'll do this one real quick,
That's
but I would do J-Lo, Ana de Armas, Rosario, Eva Mendes, America Ferrera, Michelle Rodriguez, Vegas.
Look at you being a feminist. Damn.
Zoe Saldana, who was a
He's
year.
just answering his own.
Zoe Saldana went to my high school, and she was a junior when I was a senior.
Really?
So, yeah,
And you let her go?
I know.
Yeah, and okay, all right. So, and then I was having this weird.
I mean, as an actress.
No, so she's an actress. When I was in high school, I was the lead in the play each year. So I'm like, was she in drama class? Did I not know her? Did I ignore her? Was there a chance that since I was an actor and she wanted to be an actor, like I could have at some point like been with Zoe Saldana? She was a junior, I was a senior. It was all there for me. I don't know what I did.
I know, yeah. Oh, you fucked that one.
You were
up.
like, I know her.
All right, I'm gonna make myself do this one here.
You picked
Sophia.
Gina over Desi. That's interesting.
I'm picking all the ladies.
Oh, okay.
And when we did this the other thing with Rosa, she got it down. I think Rita Moreno won her bracket too, but I was like, I would.
She's an icon.
Yeah.
She's an icon, but this was the other bracket that you could have had. But either way, I think the fictional character one was fun. And thank you very much, ladies, for being part of the show tonight.
Thank
you.
I guess
Thank you for having me. It was fun, Sofia. Muchas gracias, Luis.
Yeah, it was great meeting you.
Absolutely, and like I said, if you want to come on, anytime you want to come on and do a bit or anything or promote anything, just let me know. Okay, last thing, should I buy this T-shirt?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Because I do wear black T-shirts pretty much every day of my life.
Do it. Oh,
And-
yeah. I love how you're wearing black T-shirt with like a rectangle
Yeah, the
logo.
same thing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Same thing.
this is from the Pussy Riot website, so you can
I
buy.
love
How about you get 3 of
Riot.
them and then how about you buy 3 of them? I mean,
How's
since
Pussy
you're
Riot
we'll
doing? Are they
like
okay?
one as well.
You can get this. Should I get this mask?
Wait, I want Pussy Riot stuff. Are they out of jail? Are they okay now? Are they safe?
I don't know, man. They're trying to fuck the system. I guess.
Are
You
they
can get a
still
Pussy
in
Riot. You can get a Pussy Riot mask.
Fuck yeah.
Mm,
I love Pussy Riot. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
gonna Google them.
The t-shirt or the full mask. Oh,
But I'm
a sweater. Nice.
Dude, that
definitely-
sweater
That
was
was really cool. You
legit.
should get that one.
Oh, I love this.
Oh my
I
god,
need
esa
it.
está bien bonita.
Yeah, these are pretty cool.
Lou, my
Anyway.
birthday's in August, just saying.
I wish I had a dog.
My birthday's in April. So
If you wanna.
let's see.
Yeah,
Let's
you got me.
let's see how much I'm impressed before we start going.
There we go.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, like I said, we talked about a bunch of movies that are playing at the festival that we saw or that are playing before the end. So obviously, if we want to get pissed off and be able to tell people that we want more representation, then we really don't have the excuse of not supporting the festival, the San Diego Latino Film Festival and stuff like that. So everybody get out there, go watch a movie. The tickets are really affordable, or tell somebody about it so that they can come on. As always, I love being a part of it any way that I can. So for the San Diego Latino Film Festival and the 2 a.m. Burrito channel and Sofia and Carrillo, thank you guys for being on the show. This has been Chief Burrito, and I'll be back in 30 seconds with you guys after this plays. But thank you, everybody, for being on the show, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.